In Thailand, a trendy nightclub hosts a party attended by popular bloggers, each with over 1 million followers. Among the guests are beauty influencer Chloe Canfield and fashion blogger Jane Fisher. At some point Chloe receives a message and gets ready to leave the party to meet with a sponsor. Worried for her friend, Jane leaves with her. The girls get into an expensive car belonging to the mysterious sponsor. The meeting takes place on a yacht, but things don't go as the girls expected. Meanwhile, in a small town, Carissa Dennis, an aspiring influencer with 1,500 followers, dreams of fame. Her younger sister, Charlotte, has 6,500 followers. The girls live on a ranch with their father. He recently went through a long rehabilitation after being kicked by a horse. The family is heavily in debt, $400,000. Maintaining the horse ranch is very expensive, so their father plans to take a job at a warehouse, despite his back injury. His daughters promise to come up with something. That same evening Carissa browses job listings online. Charlotte advises her sister to follow Jack Meyer, a millionaire blogger. If someone like Jack noticed Carissa and promoted her blog, their dad wouldn't have to work so hard to pay off the debt. Of course Carissa doesn't take it seriously, though she does like one of Jack's photos. Before bed, Carissa posts a picture of herself. The next morning the girl can't believe her eyes when she sees over 7,000 new followers, including Jack. What's more, he messages her with an invitation to a huge party in Thailand. Carissa asks him to prove he's not a fake, and Jack sends her a photo. If Carissa agrees, the sponsors will pay for everything, including the flight. According to Jack, he and other major influencers help newcomers grow their social media accounts. Carissa rushes to share the good news with her family. Charlotte is stunned to see 12,000 new followers on her sister's account. This is a real chance to make money. The girl's father is skeptical about the idea of going to Thailand, thinking it's a scam like the ones on the news. But Charlotte, like Carissa, isn't worried and insists that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If their mom were alive, she would have definitely agreed. In the end the man gives in and allows his daughter to go to Thailand. Charlotte enthusiastically helps her sister pack. Jack sends a message saying someone will contact Carissa to book her ticket. Moreover, a limousine will pick her up 3 hours before the flight. It seems all her dreams are about to come true. As promised, a luxurious limousine arrives for her. Carissa's father reminds her to be careful. The trip will last 2 weeks, plenty of time for things to go wrong. Carissa flies to Thailand. At the airport, she doesn't notice the flyer about the missing Jane Fisher. Charlotte keeps messaging her sister to make sure everything's okay. Carissa runs into Jenner Yandovich, a popular fitness blogger. It turns out Jack invited him too. They're met by Malcolm Fax, also known as Miami, a fashion blogger with over 1 million followers. Jack asked him to pick up Carissa and Jenner. They take a selfie together, then go to find Kimberly Shakaran, a beauty blogger with 3.5 million followers. The group plans to head to a villa. Carissa is thrilled, it's her first time in Thailand. Miami welcomes the guests to their so-called blogger house. Everyone is already there. Carissa wants to take a picture for Charlotte, but is stopped by fashion blogger Fiona Sa, who has 12.5 million followers. Photos are forbidden here. It turns out this is Fiona's villa, so she makes the rules. Lifestyle blogger Jack Meyer appears, with 23.5 million followers. Fiona insists that everyone turn in their phones. Someone once posted a photo that upset the sponsors, so Jack explains that a special filter will be installed on each participant's phone. This vacation is fully covered by sponsors, drinks, yachts, clubs, all the fun. Everyone hands over their phones without hesitation. Only Carissa worries about how she'll keep in touch with her family. Fiona assures them that all phones will be returned before the evening outing. Each guest receives a special bracelet that gives them access to the coolest parties in town. Carissa shyly thanks Jack for the invitation. Like her, he's from a small town. Carissa feels overwhelmed. It's all too much for her. She came here just for work. Miami explains that this is their work, being the face of sponsors, posting cool product photos, promoting merchandise. Each guest is given a private room with a personalized gift from the sponsors. There are 4 main categories of bloggers here: fashion, lifestyle, fitness and beauty. And all of it is a product. Soon everyone gathers for a lifestyle meetup. Carissa confesses to Jack that she's only here to save her family's ranch. To get a contract worth 400,000, she needs 1 million followers. The number seems impossible, but Jack promises to help. Everyone gets their phones back. Now every post will go through a special filter. Each blogger's job is to show how much they're enjoying life. Jack warns the guests to avoid the old town, where organized crime is active. In a few hours they'll all head out to party, but for now there's time to relax. Carissa enjoys the life she once could only dream of and posts her first photo. Jack suggests a selfie together. A picture with a famous blogger will help draw attention to her account. Soon dinner is served at the villa. Miami criticizes Carissa's shoes, saying they don't match her outfit. But no worries, shopping is included. All in all, the vacation promises to be wild. Before dinner, Fiona reminds everyone to post a photo. Jack proposes a toast to the best vacation ever, and to Thailand. The fun continues at a trendy nightclub, but the participants don't know that Fiona and her team are closely monitoring each one of them. As Carissa continues posting, her follower count rises. Normally the girl doesn't drink alcohol, but tonight she makes an exception. Everything is under Fiona's control. Jack is deliberately charming to Carissa, drawing her in more and more. The whole night is filled with dancing, alcohol and flashing lights. Carissa's follower count surpasses 100,000. Every post goes through a filter. The main thing is to feature the product in the shot. At some point, having had too much to drink, Carissa passes out. In the morning she finds Miami in her room. He suggests going for a walk to shake off the hangover. Despite her headache, and Jack's rule about not going to the old town alone, Carissa, Miami and Jenner head to a local diner. Jenner is upset because sponsors want him to promote steroids. He's against it, but the competition is fierce. This area is controlled by a local gang led by JT. They go around to all the businesses collecting payoffs. Miami and his friends run into the gang. Trying to defuse the situation, they pretend to be just ordinary tourists, but JT recognizes Carissa. He saw her last night at the club. Jenner steps in to defend Carissa and punches two guys. The conflict is stopped by the arrival of Jack, who tracked them using location data from an app. Jack doesn't want trouble with Zhao Po, but JT says it's already too late. Back at the villa, Jack reminds Carissa of the #1 rule: don't go to the old town. If you show up there, trouble is guaranteed. But there's good news: a potential sponsor wants to meet with Carissa, even though she's far from 1 million followers. Carissa genuinely doesn't understand why she was chosen. Jack explains that everyone here is just a glossy image, an empty brand. Everything they do revolves around their appearance, but Jack senses that Carissa is different. Today Fiona introduces the guests to the main sponsor funding their vacation, Daniel Madville. He praises last night's posts and urges everyone to keep it up. But that's not all. Daniel wants to offer one of them a $500,000 contract. The winner will be chosen by Daniel, Jack, and Fiona. The main requirement: over 1 million followers. In front of everyone, Fiona grabs Carissa's hand, telling her to stay away from Jack. Supposedly she and Jack broke up 2 years ago, but she's still jealous. Carissa feels confused. Charlotte messages her sister, sensing that things aren't going smoothly. She also mentions that their father ended up taking the job at the warehouse. Carissa promises to find a sponsor no matter what. Miami encourages Carissa, telling her that her father is her reason for doing all this. For Miami, it's his sister. He's willing to do anything to get her out of the slums. Carissa is still far from 1 million followers. She's a lifestyle blogger, but the highest paying category is the beauty industry. Miami advises Carissa to add more charm to her posts. They go shopping, which is also included in the vacation package. As a fashion blogger, Miami picks out the best looks for her. In the evening everyone heads out to another fancy club. They're supposed to post the perfect image of the beautiful life on their social media. Dreaming about Jack, Carissa ignores messages from her father. When she and Jack dance together, it sparks Fiona's jealousy. Carissa's follower count reaches 500,000. She's getting caught up in this life of glamour and alcohol, completely forgetting about her family. When not a single follower is added in an hour, Carissa realizes it's Fiona. She's blocking her posts. That same night, the gang breaks into the villa grounds. Carissa confides in Jack, saying she feels guilty. This life isn't meant for her. Jack says how much he admires her and leans in for a kiss, but at that moment security subdues the gang members. Fiona demands JT leave her house. He says he came for Carissa. Fiona responds that everything in this house belongs to her, then hits JT. She says she already paid off his boss, Zhao Po, and owes nothing to anyone. Since the alarm was triggered, the police arrive. Fiona claims she's never seen those people before. Hearing about several missing tourists, Carissa starts to genuinely worry. After 2 weeks of being gone, Chloe returns. When an officer shows her a photo of the missing Jane Fisher, she lies and says she doesn't know her. To cheer Carissa up, Jack takes her to a special place. She keeps thinking about going home, but Jack uses all his charm to convince her to stay. He makes Carissa believe she's special, and he doesn't want to stop at just a kiss. But when Carissa admits she's never had a boyfriend, Jack pulls away, saying he's not the person she thinks he is, then walks off. Chloe can't take it anymore. She feels guilty about Jane. But there's no turning back. For keeping quiet with the police, Daniel transfers 100,000 to her account. Jack wants out too, but it's not that simple. By inviting the bloggers Daniel and Fiona had selected, he's become an accomplice to the kidnappings. Daniel can't afford to keep his clients waiting. Fiona went along with it to pay off Jack's debts. He had lost all their money gambling. Now this is their chance to start over. But Jack still refuses. As compensation, Daniel transfers $1 million to his account. They have enough photos of all the bloggers to keep posting for the next 3 years, just changing the backgrounds to make it look like they're traveling the world. No one will suspect they've disappeared. Daniel plans to take all of them. Jack sneaks into Carissa's room and tells her the truth. When Jack's luck in gambling ran out, Daniel let him keep playing on credit, but luck never returned. When his debt hit $4 million, Jack was given a simple choice: give up his life or work it off. Wealthy and powerful people hunt for influencers. They like to do whatever they want with them. That's how Jack met Fiona. She had borrowed money from Daniel to launch her clothing line but lost everything. Normally debtors weren't spared, but Jack and Fiona appealed to Daniel's clients. Their job was to lure in the influencers the clients requested. Carissa can't trust Jack anymore, but he begs her to believe he truly wants to help. Daniel's people have already started abducting the bloggers one by one, but Jenner fights them off easily. The others aren't so lucky. Fiona doesn't like what's happening, but she can't just walk away. Daniel won't allow it. As Jack, Carissa and Jenner flee to the opposite wing of the villa, Daniel shoots Jack in the leg. They were waiting for them. It turns out Miami knew everything from the beginning. But he had no choice. Fiona won't let Jack go, and as revenge she'll make sure Carissa is passed from one client to another. Carissa tells her how sorry she is that Fiona had to go through the same thing, and tries to convince her to run away with them. But Fiona says it's too late for her. Jack has been unconscious for a long time from the sedative. When he wakes up, he sees Fiona, who tells him they're free now. But Jack refuses to pay that price, declaring that things between them ended 2 years ago. Meanwhile, an auction is taking place where sponsors choose a suitable specimen for themselves. The bidding begins, and the clients place their offers. Carissa wakes up in an unfamiliar room. Daniel has decided that she will belong to him personally. The bidding continues while Daniel appears on his yacht. He couldn't wait any longer. Carissa knows what's coming is inevitable. What she doesn't know is that despite his gunshot wound, Jack is sneaking onto the yacht, knocking out the guards. Suddenly Daniel is distracted. The rest of the merchandise is being brought onto the yacht. Taking advantage of the moment, Carissa tries to escape and runs straight into Jack, who is there to rescue the others. Daniel appears and a fight breaks out, until Carissa grabs a pistol and points it at Daniel, demanding he get on his knees. But she doesn't shoot. Instead she knocks him out with the butt of the gun and steals the keys. There's no signal. The first person Carissa frees is Miami, but he has no intention of saving anyone else. He escapes on a lifeboat. Carissa returns for Jack, and together they free Jenner, then Kimberly. Of course Daniel and his men aren't going to let them leave that easily. It turns out the revolver Carissa took from Daniel is out of bullets. Jack had the chance to walk away, clear his debt and leave it all behind, but he chose another path. And he doesn't regret it. Before Daniel can do anything, the Thai police intervene, brought in by Miami. Yes, he hadn't really abandoned them after all. Daniel tells Jack that they'll meet again. All the bloggers are ready to testify, including Jack. It's a large-scale operation, with businessmen involved from many countries. When Carissa finds out that Jack transferred $1 million to her, she hugs him. Of course he still has a lot to make up for. For everyone involved, this is a chance to rethink their lives. Kimberly can't wait to see her 6-year-old daughter again, and Carissa, her sister. Jack is happy to help make that happen as soon as possible. 3 months later, Carissa has returned to her family's ranch and continues running her blog. Miami has taken his sister Felicia out of the slums. Kimberly and Jenner are now dating, and he loves her daughter like his own. Suddenly Carissa receives a message from Fiona, asking if she wants to know where Jane is.